Thank you for using GTL.
Dellmus Colvin.
Greetings, my friend. Greetings.
How are you, sir?
Marvelous. Just marvelous.
Hey, Dellmus, you are live on a YouTube channel with a guy named Shaun Attwood. Shaun Attwood is a guy from he's from London. He's a really cool dude, and you're on his major big channel.
Okay, man.
What would you like to say to Mr. Shaun? What would you like to say to Shaun Attwood?
Tell him I said hi. Actually, do he know Barbara Niegnack out of Sparka Production out of Paris?
Does he know anybody a production in Paris? Do you know anybody? You know anybody in Paris that does TV? Probably not, right?
No, there's a lot of people in London who do TV, and thank you very much for joining us, Dellmus.
London, but not Paris.
Okay.
My first.
Yeah. So he's going to ask you. I'm going to let Shaun ask you questions. Shaun, he can't hear you, so I'm going to ask your questions. What question do you have for Dellmus Colvin, Shaun?
So the first question is then, what security level is he in, and how have the conditions changed during this coronavirus period?
Are you ready, Dellmus? He wants to know what kind of a custody level, security level you're in.
Originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
What kind of a custody level are you in prison, and what's it been like since COVID hit?
What kind of custody? I'm in the level 3 prison.
What's that mean?
All right, you got it's only one way from. Only thing worse is my level 4, which is super max. Them guys locked down 24/7, you know. But I had security views. I'm considered level 2, like a medium. But I'm in the level 3 prison.
And what's it been like since COVID? What's it been like since COVID?
Oh, it's bad here. I had it, and the worst part ever, when I came back from the hospital, they stuck me in a hot little cell in the hole. And shit, that did more damage than good, because you need oxygen. You need to be cool. You know, and it was doing August when it's, you know, the worst weather ever. It's bad. I could have died here faster than I could at the hospital when that actually treated me for the COVID. And I'm Ohio State University OSU Hospital.
So, Shaun, what else you got? Go ahead and ask him any questions you have, Shaun.
What are his favorite items on the commissary list?
What are your favorite items on the commissary list?
Oh, my chicken breast.
Chicken.
Comes in a pouch. You got the shredded chicken for $4.40. That's a big one. You got the triple chicken breast by Wishy Creek. That's $2.30. That's my favorite.
What would you do? What would you do for a big? What would you do for a big bucket of KFC chicken?
Just about anything. Just about anything.
Damn.
But what else do you don't drink coffee? So what else do you order from commissary besides chicken? You order other stuff.
Iced tea. I like potato chips too, you know. But they call Mike Sales, but the bag is mostly air. That's $2.05. You know, but we eat ramen noodles. Basically, like that.
Ramen noodles. Yeah.
Jack mackerels. Right, it's called mackerel. They fish. They're good. I buy these 15 of them every time I go. They 75 cents. It's a fish in a pouch. And it's called Jack. We call them Jack Mac. It's really mackerel. It's really good. I can eat that with hot sauce and crackers all day. That's what I do mostly. Yeah.
So hey, Dellmus, tell Shaun Attwood and Ron's my producer. Tell him why are you in prison today?
Oh, man, I was a bad boy. Well, I was charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder for the killer of Jackie Simpson and Melissa Weber, which was a capital offense. I was on my way to death row. Yeah, they was going to get you. You can count on that. It just halfway till I struck a deal, you know, take the death penalty off the table, which they did. I tried to get 30 flat years, but they weren't going for that, and I'll close some cases for them. So I gave them 2. You know, they didn't. First, they didn't believe me. I said, you got. They really got between 7 and 9. I'll go all in 7 of them. So I'll give you 2. I didn't want to, give away too much, so we postponed it. And I gave them the 2 and led them to the bodies, and I got commuted to 2 consecutive life sentences.
So Shaun, he was on death. He was on death row facing execution, and he confessed to a couple unsolved, and they got him off death row. So now he's facing life.
Yeah.
And what else you want to?
Does pay.
This call is originating.
He said crime does
Ohio
pay.
Correctional Facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Shaun, what else you got from Mr. Dellmus Colvin?
Well, I've got a ton of questions. So my next one is, what are his neighbors in for, and does he get along with them? I assume he's got his own cell.
Okay, so he wants to know, you have your own cell, right, Dellmus?
Thank God. Yes, I do.
And what he wants to know if you get along with your neighbors.
Hell no. Fuck them. I can't stand them. It's over 200 people in this block, and I'm on range 3. All range 3 is all single man sales. There's 42 sales on range 3. Out of 42 inmates up there, I talked to. He's so much old school guys. From about 4 people. On range 2, I talked to 1 person. On range 1, I actually talked to 1 person. I don't.
So you in the whole prison, you talk to 6 people. That's it.
My whole block, yeah. The whole prison. People outside the block, I probably say none. I'm not a very sociable guy, and it's not good to be very sociable, especially in here. You know what I mean?
So real quick, Dellmus, when you used to drive a semi truck, you made good money. You were a very normal person. You had a fiance. You went on vacations. You went on cruise ships.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
so
good.
so you pull into a truck stop, Dellmus, and what the hell happens? And how do you kill someone? How does it go?
I pulled to the one in Arkansas. I was tired. It was on bedtime. So as soon as I, get ready for bed, I lay down, take my clothes off, lay down, get under the cover, and I ain't even 20 minutes, and there's a knock on my door. There's some goddamn lockless truck stop prostitute. I'll be as rude as I can. I run her away. Bitch, get her out of here. Beat her. She leaves. But this dumb bitch comes back 10 minutes later, knocks on my door again. Now I'm pissed. I'm in full rage mode. I tell her, wait a minute. I get dressed, I put my shorts, my boots, and my shirts on, and I get out on the passenger side of the truck. As soon as I hit the pavement, I get to wringing that little fucking neck. And I drag it to the rear of the truck. Trailer 53 foot long, and all the time I'm still wringing that damn neck. I get back to the end of the trailer.
This call is originating from an Ohio Correctional Facility and may be recorded and monitored.
I get back to the rear of the trailer. I finish the job, open up one door, slip her in head first, strip her down my asshole naked. She ended up in Nebraska, and the clothes ended up in Idaho because I was going to Idaho.
How do you know when a person is dead when you're strangling them at Dellmus? How do you know they're dead?
You don't know. That's why you put a plastic bag over their head with the duct tape because they use it unconscious. But after doing it for a while, you know. I could tell now, you know. The one in the trailer, I wasn't worried about this. I knew she was dead, and if she do wake up, she ain't going nowhere because she locked in the trailer. She ain't going to never happen. Now, if that would have happened in the sleeper part of the truck, just for a safety precaution, I would put a bag over her head, duct taped it, and down the road I go.
So here's the thing, Shaun. Imagine this guy's driving down the road. He's killed a woman in his cab in a semi truck, and there's a bed behind him. There's a naked corpse behind him, and Dellmus is driving all day long with the corpse in his vehicle till he can dump her. Dellmus, that sounds crazy.
It may sound crazy, but shit, I mean, what else am I supposed to do? I got no choice. You can't be lugging nobody in the woods in broad daylight. I'm almost 6 foot, a 300-pound black guy. Come on, I stick out like a sore thumb. But at night, I blend in because there ain't nothing out there at night but trucks. No one sees. I'm invisible. We are invisible at night.
Shaun wanted to know. Shaun wanted to know what a lot of your cellmates are in prison for. Are you surrounded by killers or drug addicts or rapists or who?
Yeah, all time. But most of these guys, when they kill somebody, they it's with a gun. It's with a gun. You know, I'm probably the only one that actually did it with my bare hands. I'm probably the only guilty guy here. Everybody else here is innocent.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I got this creeps, child molesters, punk, fuck boys. We got the whole shit in caboodle. Creeps, peeps, you name it. We got them here.
Shaun, what else do you have for Dellmus, Shaun?
Why are sex workers so vulnerable to be preyed on like that? Is it because it's illegal out there and people are street walking? And what could be done to protect them from people like Dellmus?
He wants to know, why are sex workers so vulnerable, and what could people do to protect them from people like you, Dellmus?
First of all, protect them from people like me? Nothing. Because hell, people like me, We ain't got a sign on our head, be like, cautious. Come on, I blended in. People, a lot of people in Toledo never even know my real name until it hits the damn paper. As far as sex workers, why would you take a chance to jump in the back of a semi with a complete stranger? And as far as sex workers go, most of them are crackheads anyway. We call them crackers. They ain't gonna be missed. I sold a bitch for $500, and she was never missed. She was around about 6 months where they actually put a picture up on a telephone pole. I sold that whole land 7 months ago.
Shaun, what he's saying, Shaun, is very important to you and Ron. A truck driver came to Toledo, Ohio, and said, Dellmus, I'd like a woman. And Dellmus said, you do? How long do you want her for? The night, the weekend, or do you want to keep her? The truck driver said, I want to keep her. Dellmus sold a woman to him for $500.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Dellmus sold a woman to this guy for $500 cash, and he hadn't seen her since.
Ain't nobody seen him. And he's still out there. So
he's still active, Shaun. He's still out there. He's out there doing his thing. So, Shaun, Ron, do you have any questions? Shaun, do you have any questions for Dellmus? Anybody, any of our listeners, viewers have any questions?
Yeah, where are the police in all this? Do the police just consider sex workers as like throwaway people, disposable people? They don't really protect them?
This is a good question for you, Dellmus. Do the police, do they not work sex worker murders as hard as other murders? Do the police not work the cases as hard?
Well, see, that's good. I'm going to say no. It all depends, because most of them are from the hood, projects, ghetto, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And that anyway, unless he comes from a wealthy family, a affluent family with money, they will. But but to actually find out, because first of all, something got to be wrong with a bitch jumping in the sleeper part of a semi truck with a guy. They don't even know. That guy don't live there. He's just passing through.
But Dellmus, if you were going into homes of a nice neighborhood and grabbing women in their homes, they would be on you a lot quicker than prostitutes, don't you think?
Right. So true. They said, so the first, compared to a bitch walking the goddamn parking lot of a truck stop, they ain't gonna be missed. Their parents used to them disappearing weeks and months at a time, chasing that crack cocaine, chasing that rock. They're used to that. As far as being missed, the hell, well, never mind that Catalina, and the only way is the one I sold to the truck driver. The only way she was missed because the mama said she ain't called for a while. And hell, this was 6, 7, and 8 months later.
So you sold
put her picture up in the neighborhood.
You sold a lady named Catalina.
Used to see her every day.
You sold Catalina to a truck driver for $500. Rest in peace, Catalina.
In the same neighborhood where people seen her every day, they didn't notice her. She was missing 6, 7 months later.
Shaun, Ron, anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. So was he a lone wolf killer, or did he partner up with people from time to time?
Good question, Dellmus. Were you a lone wolf killer? Did you just go by yourself, or did you partner with other people?
Man, by yourself. You don't want to partner with that's how I got here. That's how I got caught. They got them down. First time I ever done something while somebody watched, Yeah, I've been hunting alone for years.
So he's saying, Shaun, he's solo because that's the way you get away with it. If you partner with it, it's dangerous.
David Lee in the chat wants to know, what did Dellmus get out of killing?
Okay, so Dellmus,
you have 1 minute remaining.
Let's do this last question, Dellmus, and have you call back again. Here's the question.
Okay.
What did you get out of killing people?
The satisfaction is great. Mostly what I got.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Go ahead.
Most of all, satisfaction, and a simple thing is for the reader. People say, why did you do it? And I tell them, because I can. You can do it and actually get away with it. I would never worry about it. One day they're going to knock on your door and come get me. And that was the furthest thing from my mind. The furthest thing from my mind. Police knocking on my door. So by the time they find that shit is mummified or either skeleton anyway, and by the time they identify the person, it's over with.
Hey, Dellmus, you're going to run out of time. Can you call us back for one more session?
Yes, I'll call you right back.
Thanks, bud.
Wild.
You're back in. You're back live. We're in the UK, baby. We're in a very big channel here, and you have committed multiple murders. You claim up to 50. Are you remorseful for your crimes?
Oh no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Remorseless for suckers and television shows. No.
So no remorse at all.
None whatsoever. I mean,
And why did you use strangulation? Why? Some people shoot, some people stab. Why did you use strangulation?
Originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Why strangulation, Dellmus?
It's personal. First of all, it's personal. Shooting and stabbing, that's too messy. Blood every goddamn where. Strangulation, and it's clean. If they find the body while it's still mummified, cause of death would be like this. It'll say undetermined. They have no way of knowing, because the ones they found on mine, they didn't know. I told them I strangled him, and then they put cause of death undetermined. Then they changed the cause of death asphyxiation. They have no way of.
Some of the bodies they found of yours, they thought it was a drug overdose, right?
Yes, the one it was. Well, that was the one in New Jersey. The one they came and got me 25 years later.
Let me ask you this before I take some more questions from these guys. Did you rape your victims? Did you have sex with them before death? Did you have sex with them when they were dead? Any of that?
No. Some of the Toledo those I probably had sex with because a lot of them out of the 7, at least 6 of them has worked for me at one time or another.
But you never had sex with them after they were dead. You're not a necrophiliac.
Oh, no. Man, I give dead fuck a whole new meat. You say, I don't want to do that. That's, no, that ain't my thing.
Did you kill children? Did you kill children?
Never. I would never harm a child. The last detective that asked me that, I tried to break his jaw, but I was handcuffed to the table. I told him that too. Piece of shit. No, never.
Did you ever kill animals? What do you think of animals?
No, never. When I was young, I hunted small game, quail, duck, pheasant, rabbit, stuff like that. And that was it. I was outdoorsman, but I ain't never killed nor tortured animals. I ain't never done none of that.
What do you got?
Yeah, there's tons of questions come in. Delana wants to know, when did he realize he had the capability of killing someone? Was it like a eureka moment?
Good question, Dellmus. How old were you when you thought you might be able to kill somebody? How old were you?
Yeah, I was 14. Just moved in. My father just bought a big house. Moved in with him and his new wife and them other little red rocks they had together. I hated that woman. She treated us different. That's the first time I actually thought about killing her, my stepmother. But I had no way of disposing of her fat-ass body. I was trying to enlist my brother to help.
So you thought about killing your stepmother at the age of 14, which is pretty young.
Yeah, I know. I had it all planned out too. I had a gun. At 14. I was hunting in.
But you didn't know how to get rid of her body.
I wouldn't have no way to get rid of her body. I had a shotgun in the end. I had a 12-gauge single shot. Bought it from Woolworths.
That's some old United States shit. Shaun, what else you got?
We just had
most common question right now in the chat is, did he keep trophies?
Dellmus, did you keep any trophies? Did you keep a ring, a driver's license, a breast, anything?
Never. It's all in my head. Never. Like I say, the body end up in one place, the clothes is in the bag, and end up in another place. If they had a little cash, I probably kept it, but that's it. As far as souvenirs, hell no.
You kept their cash, but that's it, right? Just cash.
If they had one, at the most, I think one girl had $43 on it. So, yeah.
Wow, you remember that, 43, not just 40, 43.
Yeah, that's the most I ever got, 43 bucks.
Anything else, Shaun?
Yeah, there's tons. J.O. wants to know, was there a racial aspect to his murders?
Was your murders racially motivated?
No. I would not say that. Even though all my victims was white, but one, I don't, because that's what you see in a lot of these truck stops. You don't see a lot of black. I mean, there's black prostitutes in the hood, but you don't see that many at the truck stops.
So what he's saying is very important, guys. This is part of my serial killer breakdown. Is black serial killers mostly kill white victims, and all of his victims were white except for one, which was a black female, right, Dellmus?
Right.
And you also killed, and you also killed 2 white males.
Right.
This call is originating from an
What else you
Ohio
got, Shaun?
correctional
What's next?
facility.
Luke wants to know, does he sleep well at night or does he have nightmares about this stuff?
Good question, Dellmus. These are all coming from viewers in the UK and the United States. Do you have nightmares at night for what you've done, or do you sleep well?
Well, you listen here. I speak damn good. Nightmares, get out of here. No. I've been having the same dream for 20 years. I'm driving down the street, backwards in a truck with no brakes, but I never hit the intersection. No, I ain't never had a nightmare out of nothing. And I sleep well.
No nightmares. What else, Shaun?
Sarah wants to know, why does he hate his stepmom so much?
Somebody wants to know why you hate your stepmother so much, Dellmus.
Because she treated me and my brothers and my sister different from her kids that she had by my father. And she was just a no good, dirty bitch. Shit, she was no fucking good.
She treated him different than her own children, which made him angry as a 14-year-old boy.
Right.
Jay,
but no fucking good.
Another question. Hold on. Another question, Dellmus. Go ahead.
Jay Heath wants to know, how does he feel about spending the rest of his life in prison?
Dellmus, how do you feel about spending the rest of your life in prison? You know for a fact you're never going to see daylight, outside world. What is that like?
But see, for me, it's different because, hell, man, it is what it is. I lived a good life. I got caught. I'm guilty. I'm the only guilty guy here, you know. I ponder like this. All this is extra. Man, I'm supposed to be sitting on death row right now. It'd be like any minute they're going to stick a needle in my black ass. So all this is extra. This is what people feel you don't understand. My black ass is supposed to be on death row. People, you get death row. But instead, I got a single man cell with a color TV, like some chicken breasts up there, some Jack Macs and crackers and hot sauce, a few chips and an apple pie.
You basically accepted your outcome, and you're going to make the best of your life and that you can, right?
You goddamn right. You better. You go fucking crazy in here. You better. I don't walk around. I ain't mad at the world. I don't walk around frowning and shit. People speak to me and say, how you doing? Great day. I said, there's some guys my age, they ain't even make.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Hey, Dellmus, listen. Hey, Dellmus, listen. This is weird. Like, why are you talking to Phil Chalmers? And I try to tell people, what does a large black man who's a serial killer have anything to do with the not as large white man who works with profilers? Why are we friends, and how does this happen?
Okay, it wasn't by accident. I can't say it wasn't by accident because we got off to a bad start because I read his letter and I wrote him back something jazzy and man, he took it on the chin just like I took the chin. He wrote back and I said, "This guy." No, he came to see me. I said, "This guy got a little spunk." I said, "We may not have nothing in common, but that's the way life is. You would get along with a person you have nothing. What do they say? Happens in the crack. Feels a clean-cut white guy, you know, doing his thing, making movies, giving lectures about killers or whatever. And I'm on the other end of that spectrum, you know. But he's the only one that's been straight up with me.
And we've got
other motherfuckers made me promises that they couldn't fucking keep. And,
we've gotten you and I've gotten kind of close, which is strange, but you know, we become friends.
Yeah, we differ from night and day, you know. Only thing we have in common, we both grew up in the city. He grew up in Cleveland, I grew up in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Besides that, that's it. You know.
What else you got, Shaun?
I've got a question, if that's right. Just give me one second. Okay, so
hold on.
This is sort of a multi-parter. Was killing like an addiction that he would never have been able to stop doing? Does he miss it? And if he does miss it, does he spend his days thinking about it?
Okay, we have a really good question, Dellmus. The first question, I know the answer. If you were out today, would you kill again?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Somebody will piss me off. Hell yes.
So the question they have is, was it an addiction? Like when you killed someone, did you like, oh my God, that felt good? Like, do you look forward to doing it again?
I can't say. I ain't never looked forward to doing it again, but I did. But when the opportunity arose, when the opportunity came, I did mine. For me, it was like I wake up one day, man, today's a nice day. I think I'll strangle me with this today. It was never like that for me. It's like I didn't choose them. They actually chose me. I go about my business throughout the day. If I come across a bitch and she get out of line or get real smart with me, that's it. I would just do it right then and there.
Sean, this is very important. This is very important when he's saying, Sean, we have this mentality that serial killers are out hunting for victims. We have this mentality that serial killers are killing animals, wet in the bed, doing crazy shit growing up. Dellmus never been suspended from school, and he never went out hunting for people. He's saying they chose me, which is very interesting. What else you got for me, guys?
So Pete wants to know, did he want to be a killer or did he just feel compelled?
So somebody is asking an interesting question. Did you want to be a killer or were you just compelled to do it?
That is a great question. Man, I didn't want to. You might find it hard to believe. One day I did it. The very first one I did is the one in Violin, New Jersey. Picked up a hitchhiker. I was going home, and she got to give me some lip about. She wanted to go on this end. I told her I wasn't going on this end of the Black Horse Pipe. I was coming on this end on the Black Horse Pipe. I strangled that bitch and dumped her body in Pomona, New Jersey. And I just said, man, any day they're going to knock on my door. But they never came. I said, oh, shit. I said, I actually did it and got away with it. I said, this is too fucking easy. I couldn't believe it. But did it again. Did
it ever go through your mind as you're driving your truck down the road, Dellmus, like, holy fucking shit, I'm a killer?
Never. I never, never. People, I sat down with strange people, even at my own family reunion, they get to talk about stuff like that, and I keep on eating. I never thought about it.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Dellmus? What do you do when you wake up in the middle of the night and you realize you're a serial killer?
First of all, why would I know I am. The media gave me that name. So, but I ain't never.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
All right. Okay, we're down to 1 minute.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Almost count time.
Go ahead. No. What do you think about you're a serial killer? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I don't give it a second thought. I ain't never, people say like, what do you make, man? What you in here for? And I tell them none of your fucking business. You know what I mean? But I never gave it a thought. I ain't even look at it like that,
And you know what's cool?
Right.
You know what's cool about you, Dellmus, is you've never taken it like trying to be famous. You've been approached by all these networks, 2020, Dateline, 60 Minutes, and you've turned them all down. You said no. Right?
The media does you that, but I never gave it a second thought.
Hey, Dellmus,
you have 1 minute remaining.
We know you got to go to count. Thank you so much for calling. If you can call back later, try back after your count, okay?
Yeah.
I will. 4:35. I'll see you then.
Thanks, man.
Wow. I just want to say to
Wow.
everyone who has super chatted questions, Dellmus will be coming back. I just think that is mind blowing.
Let's do this.
Okay, the first question in the super chat then that came in was, why does he want to live? Isn't his life as worthless as his victims?
This call is from a corrections
All right, let's do this,
and is subject
Shaun.
to monitoring and recording. Thank you for
Let's get it back on the phone.
PPL.
Dellmus, you're back.
Yes, sir. Count has now been cleared.
Tell these listeners what count is, because they may not have ever been in prison.
Okay, count. We have count at 10:30. I mean, my bad. 11 o'clock. From 11 to 11:35. That's the count time when they count the whole. Every block does a count when they count the whole entire prison population. You got to wait for count to be clear. We have it at 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and again at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock at the change of shift.
So they want to make sure all you guys are still in prison. You haven't fucking escaped, right?
They want to make sure all these bad guys is tucked in for the night.
So here's a question Shaun has. And by the way, Shaun and Ron have appreciated you calling in, and they've enjoyed your call in, and we appreciate you being straight up and honest. Thank you so much for being here.
For sure.
Oh, small thing.
So Shaun, go ahead with your question.
So it's one of the viewers has asked if he saw the women as worthless, their lives. Why does he himself want to live? Isn't his life as worthless as theirs?
Oh, really good question,
This
Dellmus.
call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
Dellmus, these UK people are dropping some bombs on you. So here's a really good question. If you view these victims as worthless, don't you view yourself as worthless, and why don't you just die yourself?
Okay, that's a decent question. The reason I viewed them most worse is because they was what you call cracker tooth. They didn't want, they didn't give a shit. They didn't live like, all they care about smoking crack cocaine, and they'll suck or fuck and steal, rob. They do anything they can just to get it. You know, a lot of them don't even work. They have that's their main focus in life every single day. They get hot. And they didn't care what they got to do it, what they got to say, who they got to fuck, suck, or whatever, as long as they got it. That's the reason. But
they're saying, Dellmus, why don't you die?
Oh, well, me, shit. Well, they tried. I'm too tough, you know. I had Colvin. I beat that. Shit, I was on death row, got the fuck up out of there, so evidently I like life, you know. I'm still breathing. That's why all this is so great now, considering all the people that are sitting on death row, locked in a goddamn 6x9 cell, 23 hours a day.
So what do you say to people, Dellmus, that say, you know what, Dellmus, you kill people, you should be executed and die yourself?
Well, what I say to them, that's their opinion. I say this. I say, of course I did. I acknowledge I did it. And I actually like doing it, you know. I actually like doing it. Because why else would I do so many? But I don't worry about society or what they think or what they care. But here's the thing: it sells. You know what I mean? It sells. So there's the. I remember the very first request I got came from the UK. A Patrick Sticker production, a Barbara Nienack. I never forget that. They are fascinated about the American justice system and about Americans that are actually on death row. You would sit there forever. Now that's cruel and unusual punishment. If you're gonna kill it, get it and get it over with. Don't drag it out for 20, 30 years.
Shaun, what else you got?
Did Dellmus ever have any sympathy for his potential victims to the point where he let them live?
Dellmus, have you ever been sympathetic to your victims that you thought I may want to let this woman live?
Yeah, but the reason why, because I didn't know him. I didn't know him from a can of paint. I did not know him. I cannot be sympathetic for someone I don't know or cause I don't care nothing about. You know.
Tell him what the one lady did. She messed with your truck and she pissed you off.
Yeah.
Why are you mad at these? What did she do?
I was there one time and she had done something. I said, no, she was leaving this my truck and I ran away. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. So she was running off at the mouth while she was walking away, and I said something. She picked up a rock and threw it, and it hit the truck. So
she threw a rock at your beautiful semi truck.
Yeah, hit it. So I said, hey man, I'm back there another 8-9 minutes later and shit. And this how dumb they are. She don't even recognize me. And I call her over there, and when I remind her about it was too late. That's when I had her by her throat. I took because she had just climbed off the truck of another truck driver. So I had to drag her. My truck was parked 3 trucks down. So I dragged her by her hair underneath the trailers of the other 3 trucks.
When you strangle a woman, Dellmus, how long does it take before they're deceased?
It takes a while. I never timed it. It takes a while. One time I got a cramp in my hand, so I had to switch hands. The way I do it, and when that happened, I usually just lay my forearms, the Adam's apple, and just lean down. I'm 300 pounds. Just lean on it like that.
When you're strangling a woman to death, do they fight you?
Hell, it's futile. Man, too. Man, once they're leaving your body, that fight's over with. That's the best part about strangulation. It takes a fight right out of you. There ain't no fight. They've been watching too many of them goddamn movies.
What do they say to you? Do they ever say anything to you when you're killing them?
They can't. One girl just about to strangle. She said, "Oh God." I said, "He can't help you." But once you started, you don't hear it. What you say, bitch? I can't hear you. Speak up. That's all you hear.
Okay. Shaun, what else you got?
This call.
JJ wants to know if he is content in his life, why doesn't he just fess up where the rest of the bodies are? Is he using that as some kind of leverage?
Okay, so somebody said, Dellmus, if you're content with your life, why don't you just confess to the other 44 murders that you've committed?
No. And get the satisfaction, no. Actually, get extradited just so they can put a feather in their cap and parade me in front of the media and say, oh, yeah, he's a bad boy. We finally caught him after 15, 20 years. No, I've been through that New Jersey shit. Never. In some states, really, I'm not going through that because, man, that was rough. I mean, I was a hated man in that Ypsilanti County jail. Guys wanted my head.
So Shaun, what Dellmus is saying is, we have to have a system where we work with Dellmus. If he's going to confess to an unsolved murder, we have to make sure, number one, there's no death penalty in the state because he doesn't want to go to death row. If you'll give him a life sentence, he'll confess. And number two, are they going to drag him out of his prison cell to a county jail and, somewhere else? So there's a little bit of a system that we work with so that Dellmus will confess. And that's what we're working with.
I'm not actually worried about the death row, but the part that's bothering me is dragging me down there so they can clear that cold case, then put me on death row, and I eventually come back to the state of Ohio. It's just going down there, going through all that bullshit. You have no idea what I went through in New Jersey.
So what he's saying, Shaun, is there's a trick to it. Like, if we're going to get someone to confess, I have to make sure I talk to the DA. He doesn't get the death penalty. He doesn't get drugged to court. It's kind of a process. It's way trickier behind the scenes than just saying, hey, I helped solve cold cases. It's way trickier than that. And that's what we do with people. So, Shaun, what else you got?
Anonymous Hero wants to know, was there ever a time when he thought he was going to get caught because somebody walked up to his vehicle or something like that?
Was there ever a time, Dellmus, before you got caught that you thought you might get caught? Like, holy shit, this might be my undoing. Have you ever been in that situation?
Never been a time. And the funny part about it, I remember when I got stopped for that speeding ticket right there at 270 coming out of Columbus, Ohio. I had that thing in my sleep, dead in the fucking donut, and the state trooper stepped onto the step of the truck. Said, anybody back there? Because I had the curtains. I said, no, I ain't nobody back there.
So what he's saying, Shaun, is very important. Imagine this. A police officer stops his truck for speeding.
State trooper.
Goes up stands up on his thing. Is anybody in the back of your truck in the sleeper? He says, no. There's a corpse. He's been stopped twice with corpses in his vehicle, and they never gave him the second thought. So yes. What else you got, Shaun? What else you got?
Sir wants to know, did he get satisfaction out of showing his dominance when killing someone?
This is I'm just going to ask it like this is, Dellmus. Did you get satisfaction out of showing your dominance when you killed someone? You dominated them.
No, who am I going to show it to? I have no one to show it to. That's a person. Who am I going to show it to? Ask him that. Who am I showing it to?
No, when you're strangling a woman, did you feel good that you were showing them you're in charge?
I can't say it. I can't say I felt good, but it wasn't because I was expressing my dominance. I felt good to let her know right then and there that I have the power of life and death. Like the one, she said, "Oh God," because she put my.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional facility and may be recorded and monitored.
She knew it was coming because she said, "Oh God," and I said, "Oh, he can't help you."
So you kind of feel like at that time, Dellmus, you are God. You choose you have the decision of life or death.
That's right. It's a hell of a feeling. Sometimes people go their whole life doing on this feeling. I do. At that time, I have the life of I have the power.
You choose if someone lives or dies.
Choose death.
What else you got, Shaun?
Can I just expand? Can I just expand on that for 1 second?
Say it again.
If that godlike feeling wasn't there, would Dellmus have the urge to kill at all? Is that feeling the thing that
question they have for you?
Sorry, Shaun.
The feeling we just talked about, right? Like the feeling that you control life or death. Did that feeling fuel you to do what you do? Did that kind of fuel you to do what you did?
No. The fuel come from my whole. Is this. bitch, you in my truck, and now you want to get smart. That's where the food come. Like, you know, either you are that obtuse, or you got to be the dumbest bitch that ever walked the face of the earth. Damn. Why would you?
So basically, your whole thing is, Dellmus, when they disrespect you, it's over, right?
That's it. Yeah, it's, you know.
So let's say
something, just get away with it.
Let's say I'm at the truck stop. I'm not a prostitute. I'm just a guy. And I walk up and I say, your truck looks shitty and, you know, you need to lose some fucking weight. Would you kill me?
No, not for saying something like that. I would say, well, you come over here and I said, I'll beat your ass. I probably can drop a few pounds that way. You know what I mean?
So,
but the one I did in Carlisle, he butted into a conversation on the CB while I was having with another trucker because I was trying to sell him a mic, and he said some real hard. He called me that N-word, me and my mama. So
he called you, it, right?
Yeah. And I don't play that. I don't even use that word. I don't play that. That's how he ended up in the fucking bushes.
Whoa.
Damn.
Shaun, what else you got? We got 5 minutes left. What else you got, Shaun?
Little Ren wants to know, what was his internal dialogue when killing?
So Dellmus, when you were strangling a woman in your truck, did you have any dialogue in your mind like, I cannot believe I'm fucking doing this?
Okay. Now, for the record, first of all, they're not women. Okay, let's get that straight.
That's important.
They're crackatudes.
You have 1 minute
Wow, remaining. That's deep. They're not women. They're crackatudes.
Crackatudes. No. Now, did I have what now?
Did you have any internal dialogue, like you're talking to yourself, like, I can't believe I'm killing somebody right now in this truck stop?
No. I don't have that. I just have. Okay.
You got someone messing with you?
I gotta go. The captain's office wants me.
Hey, bro. Thanks a lot for coming on. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, the captain wants to speak to him about how he's fucking live on YouTube right now. That's probably what he wants to speak to him about.
First of all, whoa. So
yeah, dark, real dark. I
want to say to Shaun Attwood that, Shaun, there are many serial killers like Dellmus, and we have 50 to 100 serial killers in the United States at any given time. A lot of these guys are moving around the country just like him. They're targeting less dead victims who are drug addicts and prostitutes and sex workers. And first of all, it's a shame. And second of all, how can you be involved in sex work at this point, right? But we have that problem in the United States, and there's thousands of women being murdered, and it's really sad. But this is just one example where we're actually, one of them's coming forward and saying, this is what I did, and I don't really care that I did it.
It's sad because a lot of those sex workers were abused as kids.
Yeah.
They get addicted to drugs to try and, because they have no way to deal with the abuse psychologically. And then they end up, meeting someone like Dellmus.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He's got no sympathy for them at all.
Zero sympathy, zero
Shaun,
remorse.
it's so sad. It's like, you're right. It's like these women, let's say mostly women, grow up in terrible situation. You're right. They have probably no father, and they end up in the trade, the drug or the prostitute or the sex trade. And then, unfortunately, this is super sad, Shaun. The end of their life comes at the hands of Dellmus Colvin. How fucking sad is that?
It's tragic. Really is.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely sickening as well, just to hear him cackling over it.
Yeah.
I just want to say again, as a disclaimer, Phil is on here. He has to be cool with these guys to get them to confess to their crimes, to get them to confess where the bodies are.
Yeah.
We are in no way trying to glorify what this sick individual has done. We're just bringing this information to you today so that you can see the mindset of a real serial killer versus the bullshit Hollywood version that Phil demolished earlier. And by doing so, hopefully crimes can be prevented and people can have a better understanding of how to protect themselves and their children.
Completely.